want to win more sales, you need to know how to ask for the sale. So over the next 5 minutes, I'll walk you through 3 different closes that don't trigger sales resistance, so you don't appear sleazy or needy, but also make sure that you're putting yourself in the best possible position to hear yes. Now, if you've been in sales, you know that it's not just about the close, but asking the right question. So if you want a free resource on the questions that you should be asking during the sales call, drop questions below and I'll send it over. By the way, this is Chris Regoudis. I've produced more than 8 figures in sales, and in this video, I'm gonna give you 3 different counterintuitive ways for you to ask for a sale so you can close more deals. Let's hop right in. So let's talk about the art of closing the sale without being pushy or needy. We have to start off by talking about what not to do. And we've all been taught in the past assumptive closes. Well, would you like to get started? Shall I go ahead and process your order? Which card would you like to use? Or things like the urgency close. All this offer is only valid until this specific date. Our current promotion ends soon. I recommend taking advantage of it now. Or the silence close, which you present the price and you say nothing and you wait for them to say, yes, I'm ready to buy. Guys, these things no longer work. When we use those external pressured and assumptive techniques, we only trigger resistance. These things work only in scenarios where the prospect is 100% in, they're already bought in, and they're ready to move forward. And you might actually lose sales because they see clearly that you're only there to sell them. Now, let's talk about the principles. We always want to ask for the sale not once, not twice, but 3 times. I'm sorry to say that if you ask for the sale only once during a sales conversation, you are an order taker. No offense. Because you haven't really tried to objection handle or help them overcome their objections, their concerns. Now, amateurs ask twice because they at least try to do some form of objection handling, but professionals ask 3 times. And the reason they are professionals is they are able to ask for the sale in a way that doesn't trigger sales resistance. So let's look at exactly how. First off, we want to lead into the close by asking what I call a decision question. So I want you to ask, do you feel that this is something that you can do so you can get to the outcome? Once you get the yes from the prospect, and if you've done a good job presenting to them, you will hear, yes, I feel this will get me to the outcome that I want. Now I want you to ask why, to give them the opportunity to defend that yes. This cements their position and gets them to sell themselves on why they should go with you, why they should buy your product. You see how powerful that is? A lot of times I like to do a double confirmation. So I want you to ask, with what I have just gone through, the step-by-step process, the coaching, the community, is there any way that you can think of that this is not going to work for you? And that's how you flush out every single objection, even before you get to the price. After you present your plan, if you take them through this decision stage, you will find agreement with your prospect that this is the answer for them. They're ready to move forward with you as long as they can afford it. Now, we move into decision question number 1, which is essentially the close. And this is what I call the social proof close. So you can say something like this. Perfect. So what's needed for you to get to the outcome that you want so you can have the emotional outcome that you need is 10,000. Most of my clients make that back from their first client, and they really like the fact that they will insert whatever they said that they liked during the program. Now, typically the next step is we take care of the investment with a credit or debit card, and we book on your onboarding call with Chris so we can get you to the outcome that you want. Is that appropriate, or where would you like to go from here? I want you to notice that I'm always tying back the investment and the next steps to the outcome that the prospect wants. Both the logical outcome, for example, they want to get more clients, and the emotional outcome, they want to buy their first home. These are things that I have to ask the right questions during the call to be able to extract that information. Let's move into question number 2. This is something that you will go back to if they say no for whatever reason. This is where you will have to do some objection handling between question number 1 and question number 2. So let's say you take them through a basic objection handling sequence, and if you want to find out more, make sure to go to my channel, look into my DAC objection handling framework. Again, if you want it, just comment DAC below and I'll send it over. But after you take them through some objection handling, you will ask a decision question number 2, and you will ask for the sale again. You will use the no framed ask. So you will say, are you against implementing our solution so you don't have to suffer the pain and achieve emotional outcome? Or you can say, is the crazy idea to get you started so you can get to outcome? Another version of it is, would you be opposed to joining us so you can achieve rational outcome, so you can get emotional outcome? Now, we're using a no-frame ask because people feel very safe when they say no. Every single other person trying to sell them something is trying to get them to say yes. So by asking a no-framed question, they feel protected and they don't feel as if they're making a commitment. So it makes it much easier for them to say no, and of course, when they say no to this type of question, it benefits us. Now, let's assume that you still have a no, you still have a resistance. You will follow up with question number 3, and this is it's your destiny ask. So after you do more objection handling, I want you to say something like, well, based on where we are today, like what do you feel puts you in the best possible position to achieve the outcome that you want? And now they're gonna typically say, oh, I need to fix the problem because of X and Y and Z reasons. Then you can say, does it make sense for you to get started so you can avoid those roadblocks and achieve that emotional outcome? Or you can use, if that's the case, where would you like to go from here? As you saw, all of these 3 clauses involve no pressure. We're asking for the sale, so we're giving them the option to move forward, but they're not assumptive and they're not pushing or pulling or begging anyone. Before we go, another conditional. So when you're in negotiation with someone, and you make a concession during your objection handling. For example, you help someone by giving them a payment plan or a better offer. We want it to be an exchange instead of you just giving away things. So you can say, if I was able to offer you this 2-month payment plan, would that help you so you don't have to postpone your growth? Now, if they say, yes, they will help me, okay. Now, because I want to see you win, what I can offer you is we can break it up into 3 payments so we can get to work and achieve X and Y and Z outcomes. Does that sound reasonable? So we're making an appeal to reason, or we can say also fair enough. Because we made a concession, it's only fair for them to say yes, get started, and of course, you also have the opportunity to sell to them. This has been Chris Rigouris. If you've enjoyed, make sure you follow or subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.